come on, y'all. Been slaving over this for hours.
This Lake Norman mansion in Cornelius starred in the film Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. It served as the home of the comedy's extravagant, fast-driving stock car racing protagonist. In real life, the sprawling residence was just sold for $6.75 million to retired NASCAR driver Kevin Harvick. But when former owners Daniel and Judith Moore held a recent estate sale to dispense of dozens of valuables, we got a look at a couple of the memorable filming spots inside the property.
There's still several places in the home, the living room here, and of course where they filmed the Thanksgiving Grace, that are extremely recognizable.
We thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell.
Daniel Moore said he has been a huge fan of the film since it was released in 2006. But when he and his wife bought the residence on Connor Quay Court in 2018, he didn't realize its role in Talladega Nights. The listing agent didn't want to scare them off with that information.
We bought it, and the agent wouldn't tell us that it was a Talladega Nights house because they were afraid that the publicity would drive us away.
Look, I like the Christmas Jesus best, and I'm saying grace. When you say grace, you can say it to grown-up Jesus or teenage Jesus or bearded Jesus or whoever you want.
During their 5 years there, they grew accustomed to seeing boating sightseers cruising by on the lake to get a glimpse of the famous property. And while they renovated virtually everything about the interior of the 12,000 square foot mansion, the only feature they saved was the dining room fireplace due to its cinematic ties.
Your tiny Jesus, your golden fleece diapers with your tiny little fat balled up fist
He
pawing.
was a man. He had a beard.
Obviously, one of the most famous scenes is the supper grace scene when Ricky Bobby is so obsessed with the tiny infant baby Jesus in the golden fleece diapers. That's a scene that I'm sure made you laugh a lot over the years.
It has, and this is the only thing left, because after we bought it, we had all things redone.
Dear 8-pound, 6-ounce, newborn infant Jesus. Don't even know a word yet.
The Moores decided to list the home for sale so they can downsize and move closer to their son and grandchildren in Huntersville. And when they needed to organize an estate sale to dispense of dozens of valuables and historic collectibles, they turned to Shane and Jessica Parker of Wyatt & Son Auctions in Mooresville.
We had a great discussion with them, and then we found out it was the home that Talladega Nights was filmed in, and I've always been a huge fan of the movie, and I think a lot of people are, and so that's kind of what started the process of it.
The first of what will be 2 auctions of valuables was held earlier this month. Parker said the Talladega Nights connection helped with marketing the sale, and the home's background certainly made his job more fun.
Whoa!
Good one, kiddo.
What the hell's going on?
Oh, hey, Ricky, nice of you to stop by for a visit.
What do you mean a visit? This is my house.
So Shane, for fans of Talladega Nights, this scene will probably be recognizable to them about midway through the movie or so, when Ricky Bobby has had a really tough day at the track. He comes home weary. He realizes his best friend Cal Naughton Jr. at that point, as he comes through the front door, is saddled up with his wife. That's a scene I guess you, as a fan of the movie, you remember well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just from the first time that we walked in here, it's such an honor for Wyatt & Son Auctions to be able to do this auction. But when we first walked in and you see this, and myself being an incredible fan of the movie, I can't tell you how many times I've watched it. Just to see this, it's amazing.
Hey, what happened to the family portrait? You just crudely pasted your face over mine.
We're getting married, Ricky.
That scene is also special because very briefly in the background, it shows off the 1940s era Wurlitzer Bubbler jukebox that was up for bid in the recent auction.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've said the lines in this movie over and over again, and then to walk into the dining room where Grace was shot, and it's just kind of surreal, I guess.
Is this some kind of joke? You guys put me on? I was gone 3 hours.
The auction also included a piece with unique ties to Grayson Russell, the young actor who portrayed Ricky Bobby's youngest son, Texas Ranger.
Yep, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Grayson reached out to the family and wanted to come back and see the house that the movie was shot in, because it had been 17 years. This was done in 2023 when Grayson visited the house. He took some pictures with the family, of course, and then this is just really cool, classic, iconic line, right? It says, "I'm all jacked up on," and it has an arrow pointing up to the Mountain Dew. So it's a cool piece.
Long after his time with the mansion has ended, Parker said his work there will stick with him.
for me, it's just, you know, it was just super cool.
And you know what else? You never let me win one time.
I thought we had a good thing going. Shake and bake.
For Neighborhood TV, I'm Michael Barrett.